Okay, so I've been getting quite a few questions asked me about pubic bone strike, whether a child is performing pubic bone strike optimally, what it looks like, and so this is just a visual response to hopefully give you guys a better visual of what you're looking for. When it comes to the pubic bone strike, you really need to remember that it's not just a static pose. Nothing in movement lesson is static, and even if the pelvis is tilted downwards, that's not necessarily an optimal pubic bone strike. Not only do we need the positioning, but we also need to add in the rotation in order for it to be an optimal performance of that milestone. And so one of the key things that you're looking for when it comes to the pubic bone strike is when your child is in sitting, you really want to evaluate the positioning of the lower spine. Our pelvis is connected all the way along the spine to our head. And I talk about a little wooden toy, like the little wooden snake toy. When you change the position of the tail of the snake, it adjusts the position of the head of the snake. The human body is the exact same. As we adjust the position of the pelvis, it adjusts the position all the way along the spine up to the head. And so evaluating this area of the spine really allows you to identify the position of the pelvis. And so if your child is sitting, you want to evaluate this area in their back from the bum kind of up to here. If you're a more visual person, you can look up an anatomy of the spine, but you're really looking for the lumbar area. When the pubic bone is properly striking, you're going to see the pelvis rotate down. Think of the top of your pelvis. You're going to feel it roll down. When you feel it roll down, you're going to notice a nice curvature along the lumbar spine. When the lumbar area of the spine is back, that means the pelvis hasn't completely made the rotation. Also, when the back is flat, if I go to come to midline, it's not so bad. But when I go to cross midline, the weight of my body is more back with the flat back. So when I go to reach, I'll get a sensation of falling down, or really need good upper body strength in order to maintain that flat back as I cross from side to side. So in order to move with less muscles, more stamina, ease of movement, you really want that pelvis to rotate down into the ground. You're going to see the curvature in the lumbar spine, and then that's going to assist when we go to cross midline, because when the back is no longer flat, you'll be able to transfer the weight from this side of the hip over to the other side of the hip while we reach. That's where our stability comes from, and also that curvature instead of that flatness. When I go to reach, I'm not falling backwards. When I'm going to reach, I'm curving in and curving in, and I'm able to cross midline. So the two things to remember is with pubic bone strike, it's not a static pose, it's a dynamic rotational movement. You want the pelvis to initiate, but you also want the role of that midline crossing. I have made a play-based video on how you can more work into the pubic bone strike on an older child, and if that's something that would help you visually understand this milestone, you can check it out on the Movement Lesson for Vision Support channel, where I have posted those play-based exercises for the pubic bone strike.